So don't assume that the judge is against you without having fully heard you. He often poses questions to get the best out of you. I have deliberately created this video in English because there has been a demand from young advocates that I should create videos in English. And secondly, as I understand that the young advocates are in such a profession where the need to understand and speak English is a must. They have no escape from understanding English. So anyways, it is not going to cause inconvenience to my young advocate friends if I create English videos, and that's why I am creating this video in English deliberately. So let us move ahead in continuation with our last video in which I have shared the teachings of advocate Mr. Fali Nariman. The next point that Mr. Nariman teaches to young advocates is that the advocates must address the court correctly. If you are arguing before the lower court, you should address the judges as your honor. If you are in Bombay or Calcutta, you must address the judges as your worship. But if you are before the High Court or before the Supreme Court, then you must address the judges as your lordships or my lord. You must be aware that the Bar Council has now passed a resolution that the advocates are free to address the judges as sir, and it is not mandatory for them to address the judges as your lordships or my lord. But then despite all that, not just many but a large majority of lawyers still continue to address High Court and Supreme Court judges as my lords. And there is an interesting story that Mr. Nariman narrates in his book, in conclusion of which he says that the judges simply love to be addressed as my lords or your lordship. So don't forget to address the court correctly. The next point is that you must understand that judges are also human, and some judges are peeved very easily. Peeved means annoyed or irritated. Some judges get more easily annoyed or irritated. So what we have to understand is that they are also human beings. David Panik, Queen's Counsel, has written a book, Judges, from which Mr. Nariman cites an incident, and that was the case of Sardar Tejinder Singh. Very briefly, I'll tell you what Sardar Tejinder Singh had done was that when he was arguing a case before county court, then he refused to stand while arguing, and the judge got annoyed, and the judge said that unless you stand up, I would suspend all the hearing. The matter then went up to higher courts, and then somehow the higher courts permitted him to argue while sitting, but then at the same time observed that the county court judge was entitled to his dignity. So the point that Mr. Nariman brings home is that you should never emulate Sardar Tejinder Singh, or should not encourage your client even to do so. Judges are human beings. The next point that Mr. Nariman tells young lawyers is that you should never consciously make a wrong statement in the court. If you do, then you run the risk of being mentally blackballed by the judge. Being mentally blackballed by the judge is the greatest occupational hazard for a practicing lawyer. Now, when he uses the words mentally blackballed, what does it mean? If you are in the habit of making wrong statements before the court, and whenever you appear before the court in future, the court would be overly conscious about what you state before the court, or the court may not take you seriously. In other words, the judge would blacklist you inside his mind. Whatever you say, whatever statements you make, whatever arguments you make would be looked upon by the judge with suspicion. The next point is that never criticize the judge before whom you have appeared, either in the corridors of the bar or in the bar library or before the client. Rather, when you are in calm and collected mood, sit quietly and reflect upon what exactly transpired in the court. Ask yourself whether the judge was right, or you may consult a senior lawyer who may not be opinionated and follow his advice. If you feel you must say something about the conduct of the judge, do so in an appellate court, or else sit quiet, be silent because you want to get on in the profession. The next point is that you must have patience and gravity of the hearing process, because patience and gravity is an essential part of justice. So an over-speaking judge is also not desired, and much worse is a lawyer who is also into much speaking. That lawyer, Mr. Nariman says, is like a cracked drum. Next point, don't jump to conclusions about the judge who speaks his mind while you are arguing in the court. Now, many times judges do disclose their minds while you are arguing a case. Now, please do not misunderstand the judge as having formed a final judgment or final conclusion in his mind, because many times judges do think loudly. Many judges will say something in court against your contention. So don't assume that the judge is against you without having fully heard you. He often poses questions to get the best out of you, not to destroy your case. So he just wants to know what exactly your stand on certain points which are not in your favor. It does not mean that the judge is taken in by the other side. The entire edifice of the legal system can survive and exist only by mutual trust and faith between the bench and the bar. The next point is that never give interviews to media about the cases in which you have appeared, because that smacks of cheap publicity. And moreover, the judge before whom you have appeared has no chance to retaliate. It may also be unfair to your opponent, who is not given an opportunity to refute what you have to say before the media. Friends, I have created a playlist of all the videos relating to the teachings of Advocate Mr. Fali Nariman. So you can get all the videos at one place in the playlist. I hope you are enjoying the entire series, and I appeal to you to make notes of whatever you are learning in this video series and implement them in your law practice. Thanks for watching.